Hey everyone, it's Kyle from Coding on Chain. We did it. We finally did it. Token minting is in the Lyft wallet. While there's still plenty of work to be done, it is great seeing tokens getting minted. Thank you everyone who was able to tune in and share this great achievement. If you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. If you're an ADA holder, please check out our pools, Lyft and Peace. Anyway, let's jump in. All right, starting the recording. That's going and starting stream.
Cool.
All right, so we're back at it. Let's see. I see that A has joined us. All right. Let me. So I think it's a little different. I don't have us in our. I mean, I could put us in this screen. Yeah, let's just leave us like this. So I think what we should do is we can start off with looking at our like what we've done since last stream. So I can pull up like Git, and we can kind of just quickly just talk about the prettiness. Hold on, I wonder if it's better to just split it. What do you think? I typically just have them together. I don't know how you think it's better. You know what? We might do it unified just for the sake of.
I don't have a preference. I usually do the unified on console. Yeah. Anything.
Yeah, okay. All right.
A says split, please.
Split. Yeah, that's fair. Sometimes it's hard to kind of see what's all mashed together like that. All right. Okay, so I was going through your changes, and I see that you found some little bits on the UI that we missed, which that would have burned us for sure.
Yeah.
So we can start from basically. Wait, say what?
Yeah. Also, I added some defaults for the minting form, just to
saw that
to illustrate something later.
Okay, so one thing I did, so I fixed the wallet creation error. So just to recap, we left Tuesday off with a wallet creation error. Like it was the verification keys. So and ultimately it just came down to the whole like space and a path essentially. So all I did was wrap those in quotes, and that solved that issue. Then in preparation for in preparation for parsing the UTXO with the tokens, right? Since the names are actually stored in the hex value, I went and threw in a function that'll help us convert hex to ASCII. And that's just in the commons, so we can just pull that in wherever we need to.
Okay.
All right, so.
The next one is the UI one that we already seen, which basically sets a default amount of one and name. And this one is the one I've been working in the last couple of hours, rushing a bit, so we lay out the path for this session. It makes the signed transaction, including the token, working, but that's not all. I mean, we can mint tokens with this, but then that wallet will be unusable Lyft wallet because we don't handle the different balances for different tokens. So it's a good starting point for today's session to fix that. yeah, make Leaf Wallet a bit more native asset native.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll have
So
to.
we can go through all the changes that they are a good bunch of them. Basically, I fixed little bugs here and there for variable names, which I wrote without testing yesterday. Of course, they were wrong, and when I started executing it today, I fixed them. Yeah, scroll down. Let's see if we have something.
That's the bottom right there.
Yeah, as you can see,
Okay.
yeah, changed some names and basically made the stuff that I wrote yesterday correct. No big
So
changes. Just
real
the
quick.
last one, the last lines at the bottom on sign transaction, it
Okay.
it adds the script file while signing transaction, which wasn't there, and also the policy secret key, just in case it's passed as argument, because um, when we are sending plain transactions, we don't need those, so it's a conditional argument. Um, yeah, I think we should just go mint a token and then release that. Realize that that wallet doesn't work anymore and start fixing.
All right. Yeah. I like it. We're just gonna put a bug in there and break it. All right. So I already pulled down your changes, so we can just jump in. Um,
Uh, can I join? Just join you.
yeah. Um, all right. Where would we actually? Probably gonna be in the
Perfect.
wallet service. Yeah. All right. So basically, the monetary. Okay. So the way we have the monetary policy set up is, yeah. Let's scroll down so we can review that. Let's review a little bit about what we did. So when you initiate, and I'll even go ahead and start the wallet. When you initiate a mint, the first, like, you give it a name and the quantity essentially, and give us your passphrase, and we even have it while accepting the metadata. We're not going to let you just mint the same name transaction, right? So we do a check to see if the you've used that name before, right? And then that's where we do a
That
um,
yeah,
file
and
check.
that part will need a refactor because the policy secret key is derivated from your verification public verification key from the wallet that will be the owner of that policy. So at this moment, we have all the assets files in a shared assets folder, but
Mm-hmm.
we actually need to yeah
Oh,
tie
you're
them to
right.
the
You're right.
wallet.
We need to put it has to be associated to a wallet.
Yeah.
All right, that's a simple fix. That's a simple fix. So what I can do, I can work on that. All right, so this is going to be interesting. Roberto had a really good point about last stream about how following both of us. So we're going to try to do this thing, and I think I can do it, but we're going to try it right now.
The split thing, right?
Yeah. So all right, here we go. Don't click that button. Go away. All right, so I'm gonna
um,
follow. So I can right click, follow on side. There we go.
uh-huh.
So you're going to be on the right side, but I'll just do this. I don't really need to have a file for. So Roberto, you can see Roberto's cursor here. It's purple. I wonder if I could change your cursor to maybe like a better color.
I like purple. It's
All right. I don't think I can change it anymore. I was just gonna see if I can get something else that stood out, basically. All right. So what I'll do while you, yeah, I mean, what do you want to? You want to go ahead and demonstrate this then, or I guess we should go ahead and fix the wallet thing.
Let's mint something, right? And then start doing the the fixing.
Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, right. Let's just mint it, right? All right. So
I want to show a couple of things. So cool. It's that an empty wallet? Okay.
Yeah.
Could you transfer there to ADA, which is the minimum amount to actually being able to mint something?
All right. So there's that. Do a little cheat. Oh, okay. So that's our transact. Oh man, I cannot wait to get some toast. At least get some toast in here to anyone who doesn't know what a toast is. It's like that little badge that like pops up, right? It says like success or error. All right, so we sent the 2. Man, that was quick. All right, so I got 2.
Perfect. So go to the mint tab. Let's say we will mint 1 Leaf token. See what happens.
I believe that's my passphrase. I don't remember the one.
Actually, you can mint that one with some metadata. Oh, you already hit the button, right?
Yeah, it failed.
Yeah, it didn't fail. That's an error we need to look into, which is...
Oh, okay, so... Sure sorry. So you're saying it actually didn't fail. This is what you were saying earlier, how there's a... Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. So let me just...
It should go to Leaf Wallet again.
Aha. All right, so I have all of that. Should I... So... Oh, I guess I don't need to. All right, so let me take an address, right? And then I can query the UTXO on that to see what my...
Go to the Leaf Wallet again and click on the transaction. That should actually be there already. Okay, that's what it took us. Just the fee for a regular transaction, and then
I clicked on the wrong. I clicked on the wrong one. I'm sorry. My apologies, everybody. This one. There we go.
Oh.
There we go. So now we have that one. So.
And there we have the 1 Lift.
Woo! There we go. Lyft Wallet is minting a token. And I can't do it again. So that's the problem. All right.
And now I want to show another thing, which is what happens if we try create another wallet and try to mint another Lyft token.
Oh, okay. So this is where there's a problem with the wallet, right?
Not exactly. Could you do it, please?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Create. I feel really odd how nonchalant I am about just whipping around mnemonics like this, right? Because like really, it should be secret. Like, no, don't show people your mnemonic. It's very weird.
Yeah, that's the cool thing of playing on testnet.
Yeah.
We can relax. Just sit, play, and relax. Okay, if you put another 2 ADA there,
Should I? Man, never mind.
go to the new wallet. It will eventually appear. Maybe faster here. Yeah, let's wait another 20 seconds.
I almost want to like prepare some metadata. That way we can throw, some metadata on a minting transaction.
Yeah, in fact, let's do it while this one gets ready. Can you write? Oh, I can paste one token, one valid metadata I've been using in the chat. So it's
Somebody give me a number.
I always use elite.
Oh, okay. I don't know. That's it.
I posted a valid one in the chat just in case you want to use that one.
16. Come on, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I just threw that in a very good directory of where my binaries are. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
All right. So we got it now. It's in here. Don't need. I guess we don't
Perfect.
keep looking at
so,
that. So what do I do next?
Let's mint another Leaf token from here. What will we actually expect here? I mean, we already minted from a different wallet a token named Leaf. Does it make sense that we are able to mint another Leaf token from a different wallet which doesn't own the multi-signature script, doesn't own the monetary policy of a Leaf token? Well, we do, and I will explain.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very interesting problem. All right, so just so I understand, the question here is, wait, should I add metadata now, or maybe on a different one? I'll add on another one when we fix the problem. Okay, so I understand what the problem is. We create, all right, so Perdix 4, right? Perdix 4, we minted this one lift token, and there's our policy ID.
Yep. And it starts FDAC, FFB, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, why can't I get to it? Now,
we're
now on a different wallet, and when we mint this token, unfortunately, the way we set things up, we're actually going to use the same policy ID from a different wallet, though. That's the weird thing.
No. What it actually will happen is that we will overwrite the former policy ID from the other wallet. We will mint a Leaf token with a different policy ID belonging to this wallet. So that's why we need to split assets.
Okay. So we're about to override that.
Different wallets. Yeah. But it's a good use case to illustrate that name is actually just a human name that it's attached to a policy ID. And that's what really matters on the blockchain. Well, in fact, it's both which matters. Both are concatenated, and that's the actually unique identifier for the token.
Gotcha. So it's the policy
Yeah.
ID concatenated with the human readable piece.
Mhm.
All right. So we have a question. Metadata limitations
Yeah.
aside from size, like file format. From my understanding, they definitely have to be JSON, but even the JSON itself has to be specific, right? Like you all like the first key has to be an integer, right, for the index. Like it can be any number. Well, you know, a 32-bit number, right? Right? It's not 64-bit. So what, like 2 billion, 2.9 billion? I think it's like that's the high you can go. So I mean, there's some room. But then the string length is 64-bit characters, right? Like we can't go over that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's basically JSON with some size limitations on the whole JSON file and the value for each key of that JSON. So whole size it's 16 kilobytes, and for the values of the JSON for the value of the keys of the JSON, it's 64 bytes.
Awesome. Okay. You ready to hit mint?
Did you attach the JSON file?
I can do that. Okay. Let's oh man.
Wait.
1 second. Sorry, let's copy path. Alright. Now still gonna fail. Well, it doesn't fail, but it fails, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so now we have to wait for this. Actually,
It will show up.
We don't need to wait.
I'm not sure why.
Oh, okay. You're right. No, it's not because of the backend failed. Yeah, I can't do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But there it is. It doesn't matter.
It shouldn't fail because actually it's the same than sending a plain token, but it fails. So we need to look into that. So yeah, let's show that we minted another Leaf token with some metadata on the minting transaction and a different policy ID. So that serves to show more or less what the token name is, why we are able to mint 2 times from 2 different owners, 1 token with the same name, and actually also to show that somehow we need to stamp the minting transaction with some identity or something that makes people trust that they not only trust but just check that the Leaf token that appears in their wallets is coming from the actual legit entity that it's supposed to handle those tokens.
Yeah.
Because I could spam your wallet with Leaf tokens. You will have like 100 different Leaf tokens. Which one is the legit one? Well, we need some mechanism that allows us to find the legit one.
That's interesting. So, okay. Actually, A had a good question. We overwrote the last policy ID, right?
Yeah, so, we did on the disk. We did, but it's no problem if we wanted to mint again from the other wallet, because the keys for the policy are derived from your public verification keys, so you can regenerate them, and It's no problem.
So we didn't. So on disk they got overwritten, but we didn't lose them because we're still using our wallet keys to basically reproduce the policy ID.
Exactly. So beautiful. It's the very exact same case that if you remove your ROI or Daedalus from your disk, it's no problem because your money or your assets are not on the disk, are on wherever your keys are on the ledger. So I have
awesome. That's good to know.
They also asked, so now do the Leaf tokens in Perdix for no longer exist? No, they do exist on the ledger from now to the eternity.
Awesome. That's great. So I mean, and that's even I mean it's even something to remember. Like it's really these tokens and policies are actually tied to your mnemonic. Like so it's like all you still only just need your words, and you can remint mint more, send your funds. It all comes back to your mnemonic, right? So that's
And
awesome.
actually, if we take our public verification key as the thing that people will use to check the tokens, I'm not sure if we could use that from the token receiver's side to check that the Leaf token we minted is coming from that public key. I
Yeah,
suppose we can,
we'll get
but
into identity eventually. I can't wait till
yeah,
we take like the meta handler stuff that we did on like last week and combine it with this, right? So then it's like I can verify that okay, this lift token was created by Kyle versus Roberto, right? And then say like
yep,
Kyle's a bad actor, really Roberto is the lift owner. Don't trust that token, but trust Roberto's token. That's
yep,
gonna be big, right? Because that gets away from when because I mean people are already doing this, right? We have ADA tokens. Like people, what we've seen on the testnet that people will make an ADA token, right? It's like, well, that's not the current, that's not ADA. That's just, but
mhm,
it can get
yeah,
confusing, and well, we gotta trust
yeah.
who's making tokens. So
Imagine that someone asks you to send some tokens to validate or to purchase some good, and you have 100 tokens with the same name. How you do that filtering easily? Well, we need to figure out some mechanism for that.
absolutely. All right. So ultimately, but we have some issues. So we're going to that I am unsure of when it comes to Smash. So A asked, is this implementation similar to the Smash server with pool tickers? I feel like so Sam with IOHK, he did mention something about a token registry, right? Is that would that's similar to like a Smash server, right? At least like the concept. Yeah.
Yeah, the problem with that, as I said, is that we need a central authority to tell us what are the tokens or the metadata you can trust. Like they curate on Smash servers, you curate pools, and in metadata registry
Yeah.
server, you curate metadata and tokens eventually, I think. But it would be nice to have some on-chain mechanism that allows you to go just use the blockchain in a pure decentralized way.
100%.
That's something that it's obviously a greater challenge that we will tackle at some point. I also been thinking a lot about that.
Okay, so all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm
Oh,
just gonna start diving in to this error that we're getting back. All right, so what I'm gonna do actually. All right, so are there like two errors then? Is it like one with a new wallet and then one with a not new wallet? I don't know.
say it again.
So, for instance, if I minted another token with this, it's not going to work, right? It's going to have a UTXO error.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's
those
a
two
separate error.
wallets we just created are unusable now.
All
Yeah.
right, so we got to make another wallet. All right, just give me 1 second. All right, so to be clear, we haven't we've demonstrated one of the errors, which is what we're about to fix, which is Really, it's really just it's probably just more categorized as a JavaScript error. It's more of a coding error. Perdix 6. And then the second error had to do with the UTXO model. So when we send transactions, or when we use our unspent outputs, right, as inputs, it's not as simple as it used to be, where we just say, all right, this is how much ADA was in there, and I'm going to put that in the transaction. We actually have to send everything that's a part of that UTXO. I don't like that, but I guess that's just the way we got to do it. All right. So let me find this
Yeah,
wallet.
those two.
So hold on, I just want to keep some space so I can isolate the error a little bit. All right. Just want to wait on that. Again, just make sure we have space. All right.
So I think I fixed it yesterday. The get balance function to return the tokens, and we need to fix the build transactions transaction input for the command for the Cardano CLI.
Okay.
To actually include all those tokens.
Yeah, luckily the tokens, the way that they are structured in the UTXO, is quite nice, right? It's completely separate. That way we can deal with them independently. So, sorry, I'm just cleaning my glasses. All right, so we have that. All right, we definitely.
Sorry if sometimes I get a bit lost, because I'm looking at Twitch, and there I see you going around places, but with a bit of lag from
The
your
lag.
voice.
Oh,
It's
just mute me, or mute the stream. That way you don't hear me twice.
the stream is mute, but if I mute on the other channel and start listening to Twitch, no, that I will listen to myself. That's well,
I see what you're saying.
We'll manage.
All right,
We will
there.
find a way to do this.
All right. Do you get to see the output in the terminal from LiveShare? From LiveShare? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it seems that this is probably going to be a pretty quick one. 402. Just make some room.
If you, that's I think because on Dandelion submit transaction function. Yeah, you can see there we await for the submit transaction, and result should have something, which is the hash for the transaction we submitted. And it works when we send plain transactions, but for some reason when we send minting transactions, it's null. It's not defined. And you saw it worked before.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, so I mean, we're sending, right?
I'm not sure if.
Okay, so hold on. Let me just reiterate the issue so I understand it. So we're using the same endpoint, the same GraphQL endpoint right here, which is mutation submit transaction. We're using Roberto's Dandelion endpoint for GraphQL, specifically the testnet. And when we submit, we're saying that the response is different when we are minting versus just sending ADA.
It's not. It's so different that it's null. for some reason GraphQL doesn't return anything.
All right. So I would. Okay, hold on a second. So,
if you print there the transaction result, you will see that it actually returns. If I'm not wrong, if I remember correctly, it returns null when.
It returns what exactly? I'm sorry.
Null. Nothing.
Null. Okay, so it returns null.
Yep.
Okay. How about this? All right. So this is not necessarily what I want to do, but it sounds like until we can figure out that issue, we're going to put a little bit of a band-aid here.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do.
Go.
All right. So I'm going to say is minting, which is false. Okay. So people can't see that. So I'm just adding a parameter to our submit transaction. And we're going to tell the submit transaction that when we are minting, right? So by default, it's false. So we are not going to go update when we send ADA. We will output that, and then we will say if not is minting, do that. Else, ultimately, how about this? How about we just return that? That's probably going to have some consequences that we need to look at. WTF. Transaction ID. Hold on, let's verify that this is a minting transaction or function. It is not. Let's get to mint. All right, so all right, so we're in the mint function. Scroll down. You did not use my steps, sir.
No, because
clearly it wasn't that simple. Okay. So because that's right. Oh my gosh, I cannot. Oh man, I can't wait to abstract this code. It needs so much love. All right.
Yeah, I already refactored the refresh protocol parameters stuff. That had no time to do it with this signing piece.
Gotcha. All right, we don't need this. Oh yeah, it doesn't. All right, so when we submit we're returning the result. All right, that you gotta be careful with too. That's fine. All right. So all I did here was I updated submit transaction to return true, right? So we're telling that function like, hey, we're minting. I wonder if it'll show me right here is minting. We know it's a boolean. It defaults to false, so we're good on send ADA. This should just return back the result, which you're telling me is null. So we know that if it is null, that's fine. But let's go look at the Electron main thread, which is ultimately our background.js file. And at the bottom is when we communicate about this. So ultimately the UI just emits an event called rec mint asset. And that's how we get into a lot of the stuff that me and Roberto are currently working in. Result. Okay, so this will return null. All right, okay, so we actually have some front end work we got to do. So bear with me on that.
I think it's more interesting to fix the balances stuff.
Right. All I want to do is make sure that we redirect to transaction. We are definitely getting there. This will be super simple.
And that's another thing I've been
actually might be able to utilize that.
Thinking from yesterday's session. let's ask the audience what they feel. Yesterday, I went on the background doing backend stuff, let's say, while you and Lisandro were hacking the front end.
I was gonna
So,
say you could be working on that stuff that you're talking about because I have you up right here.
yep,
So
yeah.
I'm just if you
But
want to go
also,
work on something, by all means.
yeah. Now it's fine. But yesterday we were working in parallel, so we actually, I think it will be better if we just tackle one thing at a time, because you cannot explain. I mean, I can go and hack things, but I cannot explain what I'm doing, so it's not really
Yeah,
useful for people that want to know what I was hacking on the Cardano CLI side. Just another random thought that
yeah.
came to
I
my
mean
mind.
that's pretty fair. All right. So and that's it. I mean that's really all I needed to do. So what's gonna happen now, just to be clear, is we are gonna throw that error because ultimately we were just expecting there to be an object. So when we mint now, I gotta do. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I say it's done. Not even close. All right, now it's done. I guess it was closed, right? So I gotta add that. Is a choice to use view particular because of something like a function that is dependent on TypeScript or something? To me, it's just personal preference. I know Vue. I'm comfortable with Vue compared to something like React or Angular. That being said, I use React in my professional life. I don't know. I've actually never used Vue professionally before, but I've always just found that Vue is easier to work with. It's to me, it's just a little more straightforward. Things like React are, in my opinion, they're not declarative enough. But then again, you could use something like what James is using with his workshops, Next.js. That's specifically what we use in my company. We use Next.js. That is great. It kind of just tells you everything you need to do, and that's kind of why I like that. Angular, even more so, but to me, they're a lot heavier handed in that notion of like, hey, you do it this way, but it's not lightweight with all their modules set up. Where Vue, I don't have to write like I can drop Vue in any type of application. It doesn't matter if it's Angular or React or anything like that, just due to the way that you bootstrap Vue up. All right, but anyway, so to jump back on, I need to create another wallet, right? All right, so I'm gonna create one more wallet. Print. Wait, do I need to? I'm going to do it anyway because I know we're gonna need a few. Phrase. Yeah, I guess we did. Okay. All right, send it to Ada. Oh my gosh, can't do. So ultimately, the next bug is properly sending tokens. Right, that's what we're going to tackle next.
Yeah, and we are thinking about Quasar framework also, because it allows us to build uh, for even more platforms whenever we are ready to go and build a browser extension, or maybe some progressive web application. Um, that
Sorry, I
will
meant
be
right. I meant like right after this. Yes, we have big plans. Um, we're not going to do that right now.
no, yeah, of course not.
Yeah, sorry. I meant like the next problem we're going to tackle is the UTXO part, right? Like getting the other coins incorporated into the transaction.
Yeah,
Okay.
even if we don't get to fix the UI, we can fix the backend
Yeah.
too.
Oh, I have a cool idea. We're going to display the tokens. I think it shouldn't be too hard. All right, so we're
Okay.
gonna do one. All right, so If this works, great. If not, we're going to move on regardless. And I can just fix this. Because ultimately, this isn't a huge deal. So there's that. I can watch it. So, how was there an error? Oh, wait. Yeah, there is an error. All right, I'm not going to lie. I don't think result is not defined.
Did it?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that's the error. If that's the way it came about. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so this is not. That's not the line that's erroring out. If it's gonna throw an error, like if it's gonna throw the error like that can't be.
But
I'm
we
not
have
saying
a,
that that's not like that area. I'm just saying that it's not. See, like for instance, we didn't console log. Oh, you're gonna
we
hate
did.
me. You're gonna hate me. I didn't reload the Electron app.
Shit. That. Oh,
Ah,
sorry for that. Yeah,
no.
I hate how. I mean, fixing something that will take me like
Yeah. All
one
right. So
hour goes to
let,
2 hours just because I forgot to restart the whole
yeah.
application every time. And in my computer, rebuilding the assets takes like 1 minute, and that takes you out of context. And it's like an
Well, let me.
endless.
I mean, that right there is like. I mean, you're describing the world of JavaScript, though. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to bash JavaScript. JavaScript is very flexible, but like you give up performance for flexibility. I mean, that's just straight up that is your trade off. I mean, there's a reason why things like Haskell, C++, Rust, and like low level languages like that are performant because they're not necessarily the most flexible or like easy to use. JavaScript's super simple. I can write a JavaScript file, say print this, and like node the file, and you're done. Like so,
Then we
flexibility. I mean,
have
there's always trade offs.
Python,
All right,
Ruby.
but here's the thing.
Series.
I think we actually did fix that problem. So we're going to just move on to the UTXO because that's going to be way more fun to
Yeah,
deal with.
that's actually
Um,
useful for people that.
all right, Okay, so real quick on the left here, build the TX in. So when we talk about this is how we take a UTXO that we have and we spend it. That's what this function is helping us construct. Is how do we communicate to the transaction or the transaction builder? So the CLI build transaction or build raw or right here, this command essentially. Here, I can actually just no, I can't not from here, but what I'm talking about. So we essentially are just wrapping Cardano binaries. So we are talking about this command right here. And okay, I was wondering if I updated my system binary. So I was like, if I don't see mint, then I didn't do that. So here's our new. That's how we're minting our tokens. So in order to do that, we have to spend UTXOs, and this is how we do that. We use this TXIN parameter, and that's how we say like, hey, this is the UTXO from my wallet that I would like to spend. Now, right now, and ultimately in the past until Mary, right, we've only had ADA to worry about putting into a transaction. So what we're going to do right now is, well, accommodate the fact that we don't just have ADA. We now have tokens that we have to send into our inputs. So real quick, I think it might be beneficial to look at what the structure looks like. So this I believe we use the first address. So
Yeah, we are
okay.
consolidating on each minting transaction. We are consolidating on the first address. What does that means? That if we happen to have data on different UTXOs, we are sending it all together to the first address of our wallet. That might not be something you want to do, but as it's the simplest approach to
Yeah.
this.
So, and we can get into that. I think that'd be a really interesting way to extend this, because what we could do is either present. All right, we can tackle that at a different point.
Yeah,
But I feel like that could be a really interesting way to let somebody kind of like manage their funds,
organize their
right?
tokens.
Essentially,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
something that we want to do because yeah,
All right,
privacy and stuff.
we gotta get this going. We have I that's the type of stuff I want to be doing. All right, so value. Okay, so just so we can look at this UTX, this is a UTXO, just so everyone understands, and specifically for this address, and we can see that we have this transaction, but here's the part that gets different. So value, this is Lovelace's. So that's how many, and you can see that. So what we have 1.8 to ADA, and if we look at our wallet, now no, I only know this because there's only one UTXO really. That's why that's like that. But this represents ADA. Now this is when we start talking about our tokens. And real quick, I just want to demonstrate a wallet that Roberto has. It has many tokens. So really, tokens is this array, and this is where we get that bundle, right? This is a bundle. Okay. So we could note that this is also an array. So you could have multiple UTXOs for one address, which they themselves could have multiple bundles. So we actually have to make sure that when we are processing the total number of UTXOs per address, that we are making sure that we are consolidating, I don't know, that merging, just aligning the tokens together. Not just the ADA, which ADA is easy, right? It's just that property. Okay.
Right.
So, hold on. Where is the now? What did you change? Okay. Get rid of that. Where do we get the UTXOs? Is that just from Dandelion?
Yeah, we get them from Dandelion GraphQL endpoint, and then we have the build transaction in on the wallet service, I think.
Okay.
Oh, in Cardano CLI. Yeah, right. And just iterate on the UTXOs and concatenate.
So wait, are we not actually building or getting?
We get balance for an array of addresses, and then you build this UTXO object, and then we build from that object, we build the command line arguments for Cardano CLI.
Gotcha.
If I'm not wrong, that's what yeah.
Okay, right here, get UTXOs. I was trying to find the get UTXO function. Okay, so just want to make sure that. All right, so basically here we just need to accommodate the tokens. All right, so value. Okay, so just to reiterate, value is ADA. So let's not call it this. Okay, so this is where we can be a little bit of a developer, right? And if we think about that UTX, or I'm sorry, the TXIN format, right? It's irrelevant what we're really talking about, because it's nothing more than quantity space unit plus quantity space unit plus quantity space unit, right? So once we have the address that we're sending it to, right, then it's plus quantity space Lovelace. Ultimately, I want to use Lovelace because it allows us to have a more consistent thing that we can deal with. Because what we can do, I'm going to call it assets, like because what we're actually going to put Lovelace in this, right? Because it follows the same format. Just because it's Lovelace, it doesn't change anything, you know. Luckily. Okay.
Lovelace comes from the UTXO array, tokens come from the nested array. Here.
Well, sorry, just for the sake of formatting, it's the same, right? So what I'm doing here, since I know that, I guess, I don't know. Okay, sorry. So this is just to make sure that we are only putting in how much we need. So like for instance, if you're sending 5 ADA and let's say you have 3 UTXOs, they all have 3 on them. You need to send 2 to accommodate your 5, which you're sending 2 times 3 is 6, right? So now you have enough to send. All right, we're going to do this. Just stop me if you want to know exactly what I'm doing. Then we want to call it asset name. And at least for this one, all right, help me out here. Is it Lovelace or Lovelaces?
Lovelace.
All right. Then we want to iterate on the token. Sorry, I need to look at the format one more time. Tokens. All right, so we don't need the policy ID. We can always add that. I'll just add it. All right, so it doesn't really matter to be honest. Well, it does matter because Lovelace doesn't actually have a policy ID. But whatever.
Yeah. Actually, you can say that the asset name is policy ID dot asset name. So you might want to differentiate from asset name there.
T dot equals. Then we say asset again, right? The push quantity. So with live share, for some reason, I can't copy paste the way I want to. Quantity and then asset name. Real quick, I'm sorry. Did you say we need policy ID?
Mm-hmm.
We do, right?
Yeah.
That's a part of the actual name. But it's asset dot policy, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. T dot quantity. All right, asset name is, let's just do it like this. T dot asset name, and I will verify it once again. Okay. Asset name dot policy ID, which that is what I got. All right. What is?
It's reverse. It's
Oh, it's
policy
policy
ID
dot.
dot
Oh,
asset
okay.
name. Yep. Let's check.
Okay. Now we need to save assets. What are we returning? TX. Okay. You. What? Okay. Interesting. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're just again. This might have to be some cleanup later. Assets. Tools. Well, not that. You know what? Just to eliminate all of that. There we go. All right, so we're saying that we're going to create a new property of assets on our UTXO, and we are populating basically the tokens and the Lovelace that's going on it. The best way to do this is okay. Luckily, we don't have to do all this recreating stuff, right? Because we call this pretty regularly. Really interesting. Okay, build. Now, this is going to happen when we send ADA, right? It's like, is that correct? So if we just send ADA, we're going to have that.
Yeah, if we just want to send ADA, the get balance from the GraphQL endpoint will return an empty array, so we don't go into that for loop. Should be fine, from my understanding.
Yeah. All right. Let's just. I think this will work, but ultimately, what I want to do is just I want to console log so we can see.
Yeah.
All right. Now, real quick, just I've just been coding. Your eyes on what I'm doing. Does it make sense? Did I do it correctly? As somebody who's just able to hear at it. Yay? Nay?
Back.
All right. I'm gonna go with the fact that I can't hear you, as you agree with it. I don't know if it's me or what.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you. It was like it just seemed like it was cutting a bit. All right, I'm gonna deal with a wallet that doesn't have any tokens to make sure that just works. Okay, what is going on? We're in a 5.0. Assets not defined.
Oh, yeah. You need to declare an array, right?
I did right there.
That's u.assets.
Oh, thank you.
Asset.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's why pair programming is great. Do the amazing hot reload. See, that would have probably taken me like a good 15 minutes to be like, what's going on? I have no idea. You see, I went with like, oh, I can just optimize this by not creating an array, and then I didn't update any of the places I was setting the array or pushing elements onto it. All right, so let's send some data. Whatever, send one.
Should we? Yeah, we are seeing something there.
All right, so that should be lovely. Awesome. So,
okay.
Dang it. All right, we're gonna just flood the. That's fine. You know what? We'll just make it. We'll just do it. I'm sorry. We'll do this.
There was some function to do that.
You should find that for me. Yeah, I'm sure there's a better way to iterate. Actually, it's probably like print and not console log. Like there's a like I'm probably just using the wrong one. All right, so really we don't have to. Do I have to do anything? Yeah, I guess I do. Dang it. All right, that did.
Yeah, if you go to.
Oh, it's doing it because of. Okay, watch. It's just because I did this. Right? Yeah, it's just because I'm calculating fees, and you have to build a draft at least. Perfect. I don't actually have to do anything. I can just build a draft. That's all that's doing. All right, so we
So
can
if you
see
go
that that's the
to
UTXO
Perdix,
value.
if you go to Perdix 5, it should actually print some different assets, right?
Oh, it did. All right, so love it. So basically, what happened there is we're not cleaning up the form. So, and when I
Right.
just pasted in the same exact thing, perfect. Oh,
There it is.
do I need to convert it to ASCII before we do that? That's not a
Yeah,
big deal. That's not a big deal. I pulled
that's
that function in.
it's already sanitized.
Hot reload.
Is that
Right.
correct? Text?
We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, so close. What?
Oh,
I don't want to deal with this.
oh, that's
This is not the fun
some.
part.
That's Unicode decoding problem. Is that slash u Unicode on JavaScript?
All right.
Oh, all
Let's
right.
see.
Think you just need to strip the first slash x
Oh,
because it's part of the actual. It's just how it's represented on Postgres.
so if I
Uh,
just strip
for
the
the
slash x out, it'll. I mean, we could try it. It's really that should be pretty simple.
slash x, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. Oh, get
Yes.
rid of slash x. Is that what you're saying?
I think so.
All right. I hate that it's back. All right. So let's see. I have a feeling that that's not good enough. But let's just try it. I'm pretty sure it's like, no, I need 2 more backslashes, please. Is fair.
Nope. Because what did you replace? Maybe you. That's it.
Yeah, I think ultimately you have to escape the backslashes. But I think that was the problem. All right, how about? See, that's the thing. I don't know if it's like wise just to say like, okay, find this part of the string and then strip it out.
Yeah, we could also strip that slash u blah blah blah.
Do you think that's pretty consistent?
Nope.
Yeah, that's the part where I feel like if you go down that type of route, you're opening yourself up to like edge cases. All right.
I mean,
that's fine.
it's so it's how it comes from the database, so it should be consistent because it's about escaping of the hexadecimal, but not 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 really elegant.
I just want to see what this looks like. I mean, I should know what it looks like. Man, we're so close.
We are.
Oh, interesting. So it really is just 1\x right there.
Okay.
Oh, because that is escape. All right. So really the \x should have done that. All right. Well, apparently what I found did not work properly.
It's not a problem with that function. I think it's the way we get that hexadecimal from GraphQL. I would say let me try.
Okay. Yeah, if I take away the \x, it'll work. This is actually the functional graph.
Oh, can you? Yep.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. This is a brain fart. Here we go. You ready? Oh man. There are people out there like, this guy is horrible. But you ready for this? What we did was actually correct. The only problem is I did not set it. Oh my gosh. Come on. My bad. That should actually work. Because that is consistent. I mean, you can look at it. It's all right there. Every single time. All right, are you ready? Once we figure this out, we can send bundles. Did I not? Oh no, it's right there. Boom. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
So we're good on sending bundles now. So now we just have to update the build transaction on the in. Oh, this is so easy. I'm sorry. The out. We're updating the out, right?
Could you say it again? I'm lost. I was replicating to the chat.
Okay, you're good. Oh, didn't even realize. Okay. All right. So now we have our token. Like we are correctly associating the token bundle that is associated with a UTXO. That's what's going on now. Now, in order to build it properly, right? So this is where it's interesting, in my opinion. Do we hold on? I need to make sure we still do value. Okay, we still okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just so with the out though, right? Like when we send. All right. So this is where it starts getting fuzzy in my head, just because I haven't done this as much as you. When we send a token. So it's kind of like saying, or let's just say even ADA, right? When I have tokens available, I want to designate that the to address gets what I actually want to send, but then the remaining of everything, like Lovelaces and all my tokens, get sent back to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
All
The,
right.
the Given that we are just minting and sending them to ourselves, sending to other people will be, as we talked about before, you will need to organize the tokens while sending a transaction with a bundle. But for this minting use case, we just need to uh, yeah, remove the fee. Um, be sure that we remove the fee from Lovelaces and not from any other token, because that doesn't really make sense. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
that's all we need to take care of
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong transaction. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
So
it's
yeah. Okay. So
it's the
to be clear, we're not talking about sending tokens right now or assets. We are specifically only minting them. So
well,
when we perform a send, we were not going to take into account your tokens. But the question is, do we? If I want to
I lost
send
you.
ADA, sorry, if I want to send ADA, right,
Mhm.
and I have tokens, do I need to account for those?
Yep, you need to send them back to you if you don't want to send them, just in the same way you send change.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
So we got to update our send ADA transaction as well to make sure we don't break that and start doing weird things.
yep.
Yeah. Okay. Um, All right. So this piece right here. Now, what we're gonna do. All right. So this is where I was talking about where it gets iterative, right? Um. All right.
The way I do it is I just check the balance of all the tokens. I mean, I will finish fixing the build mint transaction, so we can mint different tokens. That's not broken, and that's the easy use case where you just send all the current different tokens to yourself, and that we can do that just by concatenating them there, all the tokens. Then we will go to the same transaction, and that's
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
longer
That's
story.
we don't. Yeah, we don't need to do that today. I just realized something though. We're not combining them. While we may not face that right now, right? What I'm saying is, even though we're only dealing with one UTXO, right? If we have multiple UTXOs that have the same token on them, right now they're not like we haven't merged them together. Essentially, is what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So that okay. So don't hate me, but I want to revisit this.
Yep.
This
Look,
really is incorrect. We don't want to actually do that. And the reason for that is because we're separating them.
what do you mean?
So, for instance, whatever we can worry about that at a different stage probably. Because I think when it comes to the mint transaction total value, because we use the total value. Okay, maybe even here we need to, because as we iterate the ends, right, we need to start merging those tokens together, right? So if I have 5 UTXOs that all have the same token on them, and each one of them has, like, let's say 1 token, I really need to send 5 back to myself in the change. All right, well, real quick, we'll get to that. All right, because so really it's like something like
that's a huge. I mean,
it's not
not
that big.
trivial.
It's not that big. We just need to merge. Um, right, so this is how we'll do that.
Also,
give me 1 second. I need to use find. Ah. All right, find. Then it comes down to how we construct it. So I think it's just asset name, right? So we want to look at. Bear with me. So asset find where this asset name equals this. I'm sorry. And just to confirm, because what we're doing here, it goes back to the same way we merged them before. Like when we make sure that we're using the right index. We want to look at our array. Oh, I need to switch it though. Yep. All right, cool. It's essentially correct, I think, but really what I want to do is use total assets. So we want to search our total assets for an asset name that matches asset name, right? So because what I'm going to do, right, if so this is an existing asset that we are adding. So this is going to allow us to add them together. Right, so the existing asset, can't remember if it's undefined or not. Undefined, yep. Just bear with me. I'll just run through this real quick. All I'm doing is merging our assets together. Nothing more. So if it's undefined, then what we want to do is we want to add our current asset to our total assets. Really, that's it. And if we did already have it, right, we will then take the existing asset dot quantity and add our current asset dot quantity. There we go. Now we can just iterate on total assets. Does that make sense? You have any questions about that?
Think so.
Yeah, sorry. Trust me, when I look at your batch and stuff like this, I'm like, sure, that's great. I have no idea what the heck you're doing, so I'm just gonna trust you.
Exactly. In fact, I have my bash script on the right side, and I have also a Tadas pull script on another tab, and I'm trying to combine the 3 worlds.
So
because yeah,
I mean, the best way to think about this is like this is the structure, right? It's quantity and asset name. We didn't change that. The one, and this will also add in our Lovelace too, just so we know. We don't need to. Okay, real quick, does Lovelace actually have to be the first one?
No.
Okay, good, because it's just gonna dump them all in there. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So what we're going to do before we even, so we're gonna have to experience the problem, if that's cool with you.
Yep. If I get it right with that, you are just including all the UTXOs. I mean, I'm not sure what you are doing there.
Right.
We just need to include all the UTXOs as transaction input, no matter what. Um, mm,
So what I'm saying is, if I have two UTXOs, they both have lift token, right? Same policy ID, right? What I'm going to say is, okay, the first time I encounter that particular asset in a UTXO, I will determine that, okay, I have not added this particular asset to my total assets that I need to send. If I have, right, so the second time my second UTXO that has that same token, what it's going to happen is I'm going to find that, hey, I do in fact have that particular asset in my total assets. So what I want to do is just add the quantity from the second UTXO to the total assets. That way I'm combining UTXO 1 and 2's lift token, right? So, we keep creating one lift. So let's say one wallet had two UTXOs of just one lift wallet, or one lift token each. In the end, I would have a list of assets where lift is the asset name, right? And quantity is 2. So that way,
you,
when we
in that function, you just need to add the transaction input indexes. Then you can.
Well, hold on, because
send.
I'm about to destroy this, right? Because what's really going to happen is here. Let me keep going, and hopefully it'll make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not. So okay. So really,
Okay.
I don't want to do this anymore. That's not actually true, right? Because we could have, X number of assets we need to add to the UTXO out, right? So from here, we will say, basically accommodate X number of assets. So we're going to iterate over every asset that we have ever encountered in all of our UTXOs that we have combined together. And we will say TX space, no space, plus asset.quantity space asset.asset name. And I really could have just called that name, right? Because let's not confuse this asset name, right? This is what we've actually deemed as the asset name, and we can verify that right up here when we're building this, right? It's policy ID, convert the hex to ASCII of asset name. So really, we're already doing. Sorry, this right here.
Yeah. It's actually. Yes.
So this will add all of our tokens onto this particular out. The cool thing is we can use the same exact approach, right, with this. It'll get a little different. But when we want to send tokens, all we have to do is take into account, okay, what token are you actually wanting to send? Let's look at our total assets and deduct the quantities and it's going to be super simple. Oh my gosh, I already know how we're going to do that. All right, this is fun. All right, I'm just gonna
As
leave
first
that there for
approach.
now. Say that again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as first approach, we can do that, and then again, we need uh, to think about how people want to handle their assets on their different addresses.
Yeah, I think
So,
the how we do all this stuff is always the easy part, but it's like the presentation, right? That's I feel like that's always kind of been our issue is the UI, which somebody just joined Gimbal Labs the other day who wants to talk like design, like for the wallet itself. All right, so what are the differences between minting
mm,
and sending already minted tokens to another? I mean, why eliminate the fee requirement if they'll both need transaction fees in ADA? And are you just removing redundant fees for sending because ultimately I don't know the specifics, but I do know this. As stake pool operators, we don't want to get paid in random tokens, right? Because we get transaction fees. All right, that's a part of like the rewards. And what if people are just minting random tokens? Essentially, they have no monetary value. There's no incentive to process those transactions, really. I would say that from at least a stake pool operator standpoint. Uh,
uh, actually, the fees goes to the treasury, but yeah, it's essentially that's a rationale behind that. Also, I mean, why eliminate the fee requirement if they both need transaction fees? Uh, I'm not sure we are removing. I mean, to send tokens and to mint them is essentially the same because when you mint them, you are sending them to yourself. You could, I think, you can mint and send them other place, but essentially it's the same thing. Um, you need to pay fees on ADA always, and you also need to send one ADA along with any custom token. That's a requirement from the minimum UTXO on the protocol, so you cannot send just one token alone. You need one ADA as you will need to send ADA. I don't know if that
that's too
answers
hard of
you.
a question. We need those ones that you just tee up, right? And knock them out. All right. So what I'm going to do is mint a lion token. All right. Um, now the thought here is before we were not accommodating the fact that we had tokens. So in order to mint, it would have failed because we didn't. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's
Yeah,
more like a protocol
it's a
problem.
it's a bottleneck for some projects that want to make their tokens distribution. It can be costly. I mean, we are now close to, or maybe probably one ADA, $1. So let's say you want to distribute 1 million tokens. That's a good amount of ADA to give away along with your token. So yeah, that can be tricky.
Yeah, that's It's expensive. All right, I'm gonna hit the button. I just want to hit this button, right? Because it should. Oh wait, did I? Hold on. Did I refresh? I don't know if I refreshed. Okay, just for the sake of making sure that I did refresh. All right, so to be clear, what we're trying to solve here is having one wallet mint multiple tokens, one step at a time. And I don't think I did that right. Okay.
Right. One.
Okay, now can I read
So that
quantity of undefined? Interesting. Interesting. All right, so we have quantity there. Quantity. Okay, I might have quantity. All right, one second. Debug. Luckily, this is actually super simple to do now. We don't have to wait to like send. Wait, do I have enough ADA?
yeah,
I think so.
you should, because you are sending. If you no, you need to.
Dang it. All right, so I'm gonna do a new wallet just for the sake of controlled experiment, right? Like we want to keep the
Yeah.
conditions the same.
Actually,
So I should send maybe like
the
10.
one A that you need to send along with the token, it's not as a fee. It's part of the minimum amount of A that you need to include in a new TXO. So that one ADA ends up on whoever received your custom token. And the fee for a transaction that actually send ADA to 100 people will be a regular fee based on the transaction size.
All right, I'm gonna do the standard lift token.
Yeah, mean 2 times, and it should work.
Oh, whoa.
There.
That's fine. It's supposed to be undefined. Cannot read quantity. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We need another. Okay. Is James in there? Can he not watch me make these JavaScript errors? I even know. Like, for instance, I'm saying it's not undefined. No, it needs to be if it is defined. Like, if it is undefined, I don't have it. So hence, yes. See, this is when paired programming is great because I don't have to take responsibility every time I mess up. Because I'm just writing the code. Who else, you're watching me do it, so I get to blame you. All right. We're almost there. We're almost there. I actually feel like we're right on the verge of it being correct. All right, so I think this is still just that. Oh. Okay.
What happened?
Unexpected U on. Okay, that's fine. That's a different error. I like it.
Yeah, plus undefined.
So what we want to do. What if we. All right, here we go. just so we can see what we're appending. So I think that's the problem, ultimately, right? We're appending
Nothing. You can see it there in the terminal. Undefined of
I know what the problem
undefined.
is. Okay, this is gonna look silly. This is gonna look, man. This is silly. That's the problem. We're missing a quote. We have the quote here, right?
No,
And we're missing that
no,
quote there.
not only. Can you see the command line? Uh, the Cardano CLI that it executed, and the transaction output it
Ah,
says address plus undefined.
oh, undefined. That's not good. Okay,
Should be at least one ADA. um,
interesting. Okay, we're just gonna keep console logging stuff until we figure it out. So, all right, we'll get there. Like, proven that. This feels good. I was able to take a half day at work, so I don't have to like rush back to day job. Night
yeah,
lift.
yeah.
All right. So yeah, it's still undefined. I got that. That's fine. See, the interesting thing here is it's only doing it once when really there should be. Oh my gosh. Okay, so all right, assets, Lovelace. That's interesting, right? Like we're not seeing. No, that's fine. That's correct. So okay, what are we doing? That's just silly. All right, so assets. All right, so that's fine. Asset is 0. What? How can it be 0? Oh my gosh. Sorry. Keywords. All right, just to be clear, this, to iterate, it's of, right? I wrote in. C sharp was showing. My bad, guys.
Not
I had it like
sure.
this. I
I'm
had it like
not
that.
even sure what that does mean that.
Yeah, what base? Yeah, man. That's what happens. Spend all day writing C sharp and then walk into another language. All right, I'm gonna go with this. It's just famous last words. Okay. Still undefined. Interesting. Okay, well, that being said, we are getting... All right, so asset is good now. Right, because we have quantity. Yep, quantity. Then asset name. Total assets, right, is right here. That looks great. Oh, I'm doing in again, right? Yep.
Oh,
Damn. All right. Yeah, throw it at me. You got you. I keep using the wrong keyword, which doesn't use. It's not giving me an object. It's giving me the index. So right, it's giving me 0. That's the index, right? So the difference between using in and of. I think James might know my password.
doop, doop.
Hey, it worked! Oddly enough, this is how we know it worked. Because we still are getting this dumb error. Okay. But, oh, real quick, we can actually look at this. So we got a 200.
Yeah.
What's going on is request. No, I want response.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm actually.
See the Cardano CLI that it executed?
I really wonder what that particular error is saying. Do you know what that error says?
No, that's probably some 400 from GraphQL because that transaction probably was an. You know what? You can debug that with. Can I execute things on your terminal?
You should be able to.
Well, if you go and find the Cardano CLI that we executed to build the transaction,
Second.
we can review if it's correct. Probably not. Probably that's why graphical. No, that's just well, you can try in the playground, but I wanted to
Here,
be
what
to
if I did
be sure
this?
that way.
I can give it to you. I mean, do you want to debug it? I don't know if that's something you
No,
want to
I
do.
want to see the Cardano CLI line, like
Oh, you
one
want
you
me
were.
to you want me to execute it via CLI?
Just see how it looks like.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't look like it's good. Do you want here? How about this? Since it didn't work, which is good actually. What I can do to make this easier for us to figure out is just do this. I'm just going to go ahead and output the command. Right here.
Okay. So
I don't actually know what's wrong with it.
it's not including any asset in the transaction output, and it should
It doesn't
include
have
at
any.
least.
It doesn't have any. This is a fresh wallet with 10 ADA. Remember, because we didn't have enough ADA on a different wallet.
Yeah, but you're minting one leaf token that should be in the transaction output to.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, that's easy because we have it right there. All I have to do is really this, right? Just make it the last thing, right?
Mm-hmm. But then
With the
why do we
plus.
have that logic of total assets plus blah 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 blah?
Total assets comes from a UTXO. Since you're minting, you don't clearly have anything in the UTXO,
Right.
right?
Sorry.
Do you think this will work?
I think so. Give it a try.
Give it a try.
That's how I play with JavaScript. I
Dude, that's how I live my life. Give it a try. All right. So our command now looks like that. So our out.
Try one thing. So you have the signed transaction on disk because we save it and we don't clean up. And for that, we actually see what happened on Cardano node while it's rejecting the transaction.
I can boot up a testnet real quick.
No. You don't need to. Just look at the chat. You can use our OpenFast function that wraps Cardano CLI. I mean, on Dandelion, the homebrew solution to proxy transactions to the node.
I don't know what just happened. 1 second, let me just clear it.
All
right.
Change the file. That's it.
Dang it. Can I assume I can use an absolute path like that.
Hmm?
What? So I got. Doesn't like the header. Oh wait, you know what? Let me try something.
That's some Windows shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, give me one. Let me just do it this way. Show the command transaction submit error value not conserved UTXO value blah blah blah.
That's
I don't know. What's that mean?
Probably we are not including all the transaction outputs we should, or we are not deducting fees from the Lovelace. Yeah, probably. Are we doing it?
Are we doing it? Let's check. All right, it's let's see. Oh, maybe not. We have an in.
Yep.
Yeah, because that should be that minus the fee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, look at there.
And that endpoint can be handy because GraphQL won't return any Cardano node information to you.
Yes. Okay.
I think it returns one.
Here we go. I got it. If asset name equals, we're gonna have to make a constant out of this.
Oh,
sure. Equals Lovelace, right? Asset dot quantity minus parse. Right there. Because we were doing it before, I took it away. We stopped doing it. Are you ready? I think I fixed it. We gotta wait for Electron to build. Yeah, I need better lighting in here. Doo-doo-doo. Ooh, there it is. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh. Where
that
the heck is that at?
means it worked.
Is a dandelion thing. Where's
No,
dandelion?
that's
Trans. So, I bet you it's not hash, right? Because it's
yeah, it's hash.
transaction.
Yeah, that's correct, and it works when you send plain transactions without token bundles, but it doesn't work properly when you don't when you include tokens for some reason.
It says result is not defined. All right. I mean, we'll figure that stuff out. It's not
Yeah,
pretty, but whatever. Yay! So if we look at this, we should have our one. All right, great. So we have one
and
left.
now you should be able to mint yet another lift or yet another whatever token.
I'm going to go with a different one. I'm doing lion.
Why lion? We are on the bull year, on the
Oh,
ox.
bull. I have no idea. Oh gosh, I have no idea if I hit the button correctly right now. All right, so if we look at this, right, we have this out. So that's okay. So we're sending the
Oh, that worked.
Lovelace, we're sending the lift, and we're sending the lion.
That worked. You now have a mint factory on this wallet.
Hold on. I will believe it when the transaction comes through. I mean, it says it. I mean, that's the same thing. So really, there it is. Look at that. Lyft Wallet is minting tokens. We're not sending them yet, but we're minting them. Awesome.
Well, now
right.
sending should be
the hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, sending should be pretty easy. I mean, yeah. Okay, so real quick, we have to do this for a shout out to Ada Girl. She's been helping us with a lot of branding. We said we'd make her token for her. So here we go. Real quick, Ada Girl token, the one.
And you should include some metadata, some
I should have put some metadata, yeah. All right, real quick. We'll do that next. So very cool. All right. All right.
Yay.
All right. Somebody give me another token. We gotta put metadata with this one, just to prove a point. The first one to throw a good one in there. Really, I think it's. Oh yeah. Okay. I did see that one. I think it's really just Roberto watching me make a lot of failures, and you know what? Here we go. We can play around with this.
That's how it works. I mean, I try to build everything. For the first time, I tried to write code and build everything on my mind. But then you just go on trial and error. At least that's my style.
I'm just kind of spamming.
Yo, you are on fire printing all that money.
Yeah.
You look like the Fed.
Shh, don't tell anybody. Oh, I don't know if I saved it. Yikes. Sorry, James Coin. I might have messed that one up. too fast. See, I'm too fast. I didn't get the fingers in there. So, but here's the thing that I really like that, by just doing all this stuff, right? Um, we're we're kind of proving a point that the way that we're constructing the command, like these transaction ends, is correct, right? So, we are attaching the whole bundle every time as it's growing. So we have our Lovelace, then our Lion, and then our Lift, and the James coin, then the I'm sorry, Kesta? I have no idea. GL token, the Ada Girl token. This is great. This is
yeah,
awesome.
we can.
All right, so
Do we have an easy way to query all the tokens with GraphQL? I think I haven't done that, but we can use Postgres API.
oh, so I could do this. That doesn't necessarily count. I don't know if that counts, but
yeah, go to Postgres API .testnet.dandelion link slash
Postgres. Is this the Postgres T?
yeah, Postgres T. And the table was well. You know what? Can you go to editorswagger.io, editor.swagger.io, and paste.
1 second.
Paste.
All right, so I'm sorry. What did you want me to do?
Go to editor.swagger.io.
Say that again. Jitter.
Editor.
Oh, editor.
Yeah.
Edit. All right, so editor. Editor. Dot swagger.
Dot swagger. You know swagger. SWAGGE.
All right.
.io. Yeah. And do file import.
What am I importing?
URL. No. URL.
Oh, import a URL.
And
right,
paste
so
the Postgres API URL there.
Did you send it to me or just in general? Which I think is... Sorry, I got you.
HTTPS. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. No, Postgres API dash API.
Okay.
That's it. So that shows you graphically what Cardano DB Sync stores on the database. You can see there all the tables. Well, basically, it's the Open API specification visualized. You should see there some scroll down. I think it was MA from Mary underscore. Yeah, there transaction mint.
Okay. Do I get maybe?
Yeah.
All right. And do I just take one of my transactions? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, we can show. You can show
Try
every minting transaction. But that
I
will
don't
show
actually have the
you
transaction ID though.
No, you don't need it. Just copy that root and paste it on the browser. Uh, open a new tab, copy that path. Let me.
All right, hold on a second. Let's just use Postman so I can control a little bit what I'm doing.
I passed it. Post it to the chat.
Oh, it doesn't retain like my thank you. All right. So just do it. We don't have to pass something.
Yeah, you don't need to pass anything. And there you have all the minting transactions, but actually the name is encoded on X, so you don't get the proper human readable name. For that, you need to decode that, or you need to use Cardano CLI to query directly Cardano node.
Well, I assume we'll query some of the newer ones, right? So I feel like I had, maybe not. All right. Well, we don't have to necessarily go down that route right now.
I could do some bash magic, but it's not bash on your side.
You want me to do some bash magic? You are funny.
Oh,
you can send me the if you want to send it to me, I can throw it on there. I mean, this is awesome. So, man, we gotta fix that. All right.
I will do the bash magic for James that was asking. But I think we should be finishing this session because actually, sorry, we didn't agree on a specific time, but we have something, some agreement for another live session. This took maybe too long. Sorry for that.
Well, ultimately, I think it was a success, right? We wanted to be able to mint tokens, right? We had 2 bugs we had to fix. One we did not fix, but I can fix that now. But the other one is we actually did accommodate the fact that when we mint tokens, we need to update the transactions to accommodate the bundles that we have on our UTXO. Really, that's just the gateway into sending tokens, right? So by us able to accommodate the bundle, we can now start not just deducting the ADA that we're sending, but the tokens themselves. So if I wanted to send that one lift token, I can now do that with the technique that we came up with. So this is exciting.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, I don't want to keep you any longer. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and watching us hack away at this and getting this actually working, which is exciting. Yeah. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
See you next time. Bye-bye, guys.